Hey, what's up, Steeler Nation? This is Outside Steeler Fan coming at you with my post game video. And boy, oh boy, regardless if it was a tie, which I freaking despise, this game felt like a major loss. Just a gigantic setback for this team in general. I don't know where to start, but I can say this. My assumption, I got the news while I was at work last night that Ben Roethlisberger tested positive for COVID. My heart kind of sunk, or I got a little concerned. And it's not because I don't think Mason Rudolph is up for the challenge, because Mason Rudolph has started multiple times before, especially in the 2019 season. I thought he had a lot of good moments during that season. And then his last start was at the end of the 2020 season, week 17, in which we sat most of our starters. And I thought he played exceptionally well. But it was the timing of the news, and the fact that because of that, you have to make adjustments to your game plan. You know, it really interferes with everything that you practiced throughout the week, at least on the offensive side of the ball. It really screws up your game plan and the play calling, the type of play calling that you're going to come in with. It really screws that up. I'm not coming up with excuses. We had a great chance, obvious today, to win with Mason Rudolph. But I think, in my mind, he was set up to lose. Not set up to lose this game. They didn't purposely set him up. Matt Canada did not purposely set Mason Rudolph up to lose this game, but they put him in a bad position with the weather at Heinz Field, as crappy as it was with the rain. I'm sitting here in the Pacific Northwest, and man, I'm thinking I'm watching a game in Seattle at Lumen Field. But we should have ran the ball with Najee Harris. He had no business throwing it for as many times. I think he threw the ball 50 times or something like that. Just way too many passing plays. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know if you come in with the same game plan, even with Ben Roethlisberger, you still run the ball a lot. You still give your opponent a heavy dose of Najee Harris. But my problem is, why didn't they just keep the same game plan? Why didn't they just go in? I know they didn't go in with the same game plan that they would have gone in with. That they would have gone in with Ben Roethlisberger. I know it. They did it, and I really do think we put Mason Rudolph in a shitty situation. Now, the game started off pretty promising. Mason Rudolph just looked great on that first drive. Quickly drove the team down the field, capped that first possession off with his boy back in Oklahoma State, a familiar face, James Washington, for a touchdown. I think it was around a corner of the end zone. Just a great catch by James Washington to make the score 7-0. Everything was looking good. Very next possession, defense gets off the, kind of similar to the last game. Defense gets off the field with a quick 3-and-out, but then the wheels fall off with a Mason Rudolph interception that I believe the ball was intended to Ballage. Looked like there was a miscommunication there with him and Ballage. Ballage did not turn in time, and Mason Rudolph threw the ball way behind him, or Well, or just Balaj did not turn in time, but the ball looked like it was like way, or I mean, the ball seemed way too in front of Balaj, and it was picked off. Fortunately, our defense was able to force another 3 and out, but this was just a sloppy game on both sides. And I don't want to hear this trap game stuff. This game was winnable in so many ways. I don't think we would have blown the Detroit Lions out, but we should have won this game by at least 10 points. We should have definitely won this game in regulation. The defense looked pretty good in the first half, just like the Chicago game, and then the wheels fell off. Very similar to the Seahawks game. In the second half, we just allowed Detroit. I forgot the running back's name, but this guy really did nothing. We had 16 yards the previous week. This guy barely did anything. Let this guy run all over them in the second half, and just the run defense was atrocious in this game. We ended up giving up a rushing touchdown, 2 touchdowns to the Detroit Lions. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Detroit Lions. I thought I almost said Detroit Tigers, but excuse me right there. Well, yeah, we ended up giving up 2 touchdowns, and then but the run defense was atrocious in this game. You don't really say you don't really need to say much about a run defense. The passing defense was pretty decent in this game, but the run defense, man, I don't know what it is. This has been a recurring thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think last week the Bears. I mean, probably the best I've seen our run defense. Last week against the Chicago Bears, we did a great job containing the running game, but then they were throwing the ball all over us in the second half. Whereas this game did a pretty good job covering the pass, but they were running the ball all over us in this game. Just ridiculous. It just came down to fundamental football, just not wrapping the ball carrier up and bringing him to the ground. Plenty of times where we could have made tackles in the backfield for loss of yards, and just terrible tackling. Mike Tomlin said it at halftime or post-game press conference. Our tackling's got to get better. But yeah, so just a lot of fundamental stuff that definitely needs to be cleaned up throughout the week. Can it be cleaned up in time before we play the LA Chargers, which is another story for another day, obviously? I don't really know. And just a god-awful second half, mostly on the defensive side of the ball. But the play calling has got to get better. I mean, with Ben Roethlisberger in or not, you get a lead on somebody, you have to close the game out. Why we were not using running the ball with Najee a lot, I don't know. I don't know why we didn't come into this game, especially with the conditions on the field, why we did not come into this game with a solid running game. I don't understand that. I just don't understand it. It's mind-boggling. Why we did not go to Najee Harris more. Why did we not target Freiermuth more in this game? Why did we not target Gentry more in this game? Why did we not target, especially after the opening drive touchdown, why did we not target James Washington more in this game? I think we targeted our leading receiver in catches was Ray McCloud. I mean, I don't know. It's almost as if not much has changed from Randy Fichtner. I don't get it. I don't get why we go against the obvious. I'm not saying that we don't become creative with the running game, but we got to run the ball, man. There's a reason why we drafted Najee Harris in the first round. That was to improve from being the shittiest the shittiest running team in the league last year. We were 32nd in the league in running last year, completely on the bottom. And I don't get it. What's the point of drafting Najee Harris in the first round if you're not going to run the ball. So, I mean, that was bad on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, somebody needs to step up other than TJ Watt. TJ Watt did go down in this game and he did not come back in. Definitely going to stay updated on that situation with TJ Watt. Hopefully he's going to be available for us next week against the Chargers, because obviously we're going to need all the horses we can get. We came into this game without obviously Ben Roethlisberger and Chase Claypool with an ankle injury, and he's going to be out for some weeks. Thankfully for him, not the whole season. I've heard something, and he could possibly be available next week against the LA Chargers, but we will see. We'll let the course of this week do the talking there, but that's no excuse why we lost to the winless Detroit Lions. And I'm not picking on the Lions for being winless any given Sunday. They came in with nothing to lose, and sure enough, they played their heart. They played their asses off. But yeah, just god awful on the defensive side of the ball. Could not wrap up. Could not tackle guys to the ground. A lot of waist high tackling, like tackling guys around the shoulders. That's not going to work. Just putting hands on guys, almost like it's flag football. It's ridiculous. The fundamentals have got to get better on both sides of the ball. There is a lot of drop passes in this game on the offensive side. Plenty of them. I mean, even Pat Freiermuth dropped a pass because he was too quick to look downfield late in the game. And now let's go to overtime. I mean, twice we had an opportunity to drive the ball into Boswell's field goal range. Or Boswell's range, and win the game with a field goal. And twice, after big-time completions, the ball carrier fumbled the ball. One time it was Deontay Johnson, which was definitely inexcusable. Go down, dude. Go down. Catch the ball, get as many yards as you can get, and go to the ground. Know the situation, man. Be aware of the situation. Be aware that you have arguably the second best kicker in the league, just under Justin Tucker. Go to the ground and allow Boswell to be the Wizard of Oz. Go to the ground. That, I mean, just inexcusable. And then at the end of the game, pretty much our last ditch effort, Pat Freiermuth fumbles the ball along the sideline. Fortunately, the ball could not bounce out of bounds. A very alert, and you got to give credit to the guy, very alert Lions defender was able to jump on the ball before the ball went out of bounds, giving the ball back to Detroit. Thus, the game ending in a tie because Detroit really didn't have much time to even get the ball in field goal range. They ended up pretty much lateraling the ball around. Time expired, and we end up with a 16-all tie, which obviously feels like a loss. I'm quite sure almost everybody in Steeler Nation is taking this as a loss, and I'm sure as hell am. I'll be honest with you, call me crazy. I'd rather lose a game, play like shit, than have a tie. Because to me, a tie is shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't want to live with regret. I don't want to live with. Hey there.
What up, old dude?
Not much. Anyways, that's my rap. It was a tie.
Damn, they went double overtime.
Anyways, I'm gonna end this. All right. Have a good one.